Logging is a wonderful industry in Canada due to all our vast forests, but what happens when there's none left? Decades of treating our forests as a non-renewable resource is now starting to catch up with us. It's now time for the government to step in and take action. Canada has not replaced what we've taken from our forests, but oh well, they'll just grow back, right? That's not as true as it seems. Every year, less than 1% of Canada's forests are harvested. That's slightly larger than Prince Edward Island. Right now, that might not seem like much, but imagine 100 years. That's all our current forests. Of course, they'll grow back, but very slowly. It takes decades for a forest to grow back to the same size and density as the original forest after clear cutting, which is when an area is stripped completely bare, removing every tree, which is how most forests are logged. Even when they grow back, they have lower biodiversity, which means less variation of plants and animals. So now, not only are we losing trees, but plants and animals too. By destroying the homes of the plants and animals, it increases their chances of going extinct. Ron Langsteps, an executive at one of Canada's largest forest companies, says that without funding from the cash-strapped government, the proper forest management isn't feasible. Proper forest management can include only taking out the middle-sized trees so that the small ones can grow bigger and the big ones can seed future trees, and also planting new trees in replace of the old ones that have been cut down. This is costly though, because you have to take more time to select the trees you need instead of just cutting them all down. This is when people think, why spend the money to only cut select trees when you can cut them all down and make lots of money? Since Canada's biggest industry is logging, making $23 billion a year. Well, what happens when there's no forest left? Or maybe you think that the logging companies should have to pay for proper forest management themselves, but that isn't a good idea because they want to make money, not spend it. So they would relocate and Canada would start to lose its biggest industry. If the government stepped in to help manage our beautiful forests, not only would they be doing themselves and the environment a huge favor, but they would make some money. The government is missing out on a multi-billion-dollar industry that includes fishing, hunting, camping, photography, sightseeing, and nature studies. Another big disadvantage of clear cutting is much of the nutrient-rich topsoil ends up in rivers due to rain and wind, which causes the water to turn a cloudy, green, yellow, red, or brown color and kills fish and other living things in the water because the nutrients absorb all the oxygen. Forests also absorb rainfall, so without them, flooding is way more common and the government then has to pay for the damage the floods cause. If the government funded forestry industry so they could log more efficiently, it would be a win-win situation. Our forests would last longer, be healthier, and able to provide more, and the government would make money off the recreational events that take part in the forest, as well as save money when there'll be less floods. The government should fund the forest industry because it would make a healthier and longer lasting environment for everyone.